Brrr, it's freaking cold outside. Hey, good Monday evening to everybody. It's jump into the fire time. Ron Hall here. Man, we went from fall to winter like that. Hope everybody has had a good Monday. It's been kind of strange. I was out about 4 o'clock this afternoon and sleet and snow mixed. No telling what our weather people are calling for. Who cares? Does anybody really care? Hello to everybody out there that is tuning in for our Monday night. And oh man, who knows what's going on anymore? It's kind of interesting. 300 new cases of COVID in Hamilton County yesterday, over 300 again today. Hospitalizations are through the roof, and yet we have dumbasses who still think it's just the flu. Welcome to, quick update. Quarantine ends for my folks. Hi, Kim. Hey, Joe. Yeah, it's cold as heck outside. And Joe Dicus, you're doing a hell of a job at Chattanoogan.com. And thank you for not doing a damn I'm thankful column. Everybody else that writes for him did an I'm thankful. Thank you for not doing one. Let's see. Rusty's out there tonight. Cindy over in Woodville. Clint Powell. Man, this damn cigar is good. This thing is so good. Where do you start at? There are still people, and I see them out there, that say by wearing a mask, you're restricting their freedom. Well, Los Angeles County is on a stay-at-home order now. They are becoming more and more common. I fully expect one in Hamilton County. I fully expect a stay-at-home order to be issued. You can't continue to have 300 new cases a day. When we had a stay-at-home order early on, when the cases were a tenth of what they are now. If you've not seen the news, Moderna starts their approval, expedited approval. I think it's tomorrow. They're having a meeting tomorrow on the Pfizer vaccine to determine who's going to get it first. I would say frontline healthcare will get it first. And hang on a minute. You do realize it's Monday night, Amy. It's my daughter, folks. She knows we have this on Monday night, and she's calling. What's up, daughter? About Christmas presents? Well, Bob, good. Bob freaking humbug. If I don't talk to you tonight, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Amy says bye, people. She forgot that this was Monday night. If you'd been cooped up in the house for the past 14 freaking days, you would probably forget shit too. But interesting tidbit. That was interesting. So hello to Amy. Still sober. She's still sober, people. And now she chimes in, my bad. But Their thingy is almost over, and there have been, Amy's had good days and bad days. Chastity's had good days and bad days. My great-granddaughter, Ashley, seems to have come through it no worse for the wear. But it's real. And I don't understand why 87 days, by the way. Amy just chimed in. Hello to my daughter-in-law who just tuned in, Rachel. She had some surgery today, and we'll see how good a husband my son is by how he takes care of his wife. You know, I've always wanted to do this, and I don't know why, but this came up. There are certain things about being a real man. Number one, real men wear a mask when they're out in public. Okay? Real men wear a mask because that proves they care about their fellow humans. But in all seriousness, and that was serious, there are just certain things, if you proclaim yourself to be a real man, you don't do. For instance, number one, if you're going to smoke cigarettes, real men don't smoke 100s. You know, the long cigarettes. "100s are for women." I know that sounds sexist, but it's true. Real men do not drive VW Beetles. So we got, don't smoke 100s, don't drive VW Beetles, and we'll throw in the Mitsubishi Eclipse, okay? Real men don't watch Twilight movies. They just don't. Okay? And real men do not listen to Coldplay. Okay? That's my real men list. If you, yeah, the holiday weekend, everybody was busy. So if you didn't keep up, South Pittsburg and Meigs County and McCallie will be the local area representatives playing for a Tennessee State Championship in football this weekend in that beautiful hellhole that it is, Cookeville, Tennessee. For years and years and years, Georgia had their state championships at the Dome. Now it's at the old Turner Field, which is now Georgia State Stadium. Alabama rotates between Tuscaloosa and Auburn. Florida's the Citrus Bowl. And Tennessee goes to a Podunk College in Cookeville, Tennessee. Damn. Sad, ain't it? But South Pittsburg is playing. I think they're playing Fayetteville. Meigs County will be playing Peabody Saturday. And then Thursday night will kick things off. Final game Thursday night will be McCallie going for back-to-back, and that's never been done. Never been done by Chattanooga area school. back-to-back state championships. Because realistically, they have not been playing for a legitimate state championship in Tennessee up until the 70s. It was a mythical state championship. So those are the guys. I think the only North Georgia team, well, there are two. One of them I prefer not to mention, but Northwest Whitfield is still alive. So it should be interesting. Blind Hog did find an acorn yesterday, and the Falcons beat up on the Raiders. But what you did see, if you watched, and how anybody can be an Atlanta Falcon fan, even though they beat the dog stew out of the Raiders, if you can't be a Tennessee Titans fan, if you live in this area and your allegiances go to the Falcons, I can't figure out why. I really can't. So, Titans just, and Derrick Henry, my God, every time they have a conversation about the National League MVP this year, they talk about Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, but they never mention Derrick Henry. And I want somebody to tell me why. But the Titans win again. They now are sitting alone in first place in the AFC South. They've gotten their toughest competition in division out of the way now. And they split with the Indianapolis Colts, who just Georgia wins. Between Tennessee and Florida. Now, I started an interesting conversation yesterday on social media. Would a Tennessee fan be upset if they hired Hugh Freeze? The man has history. Recruiting violations, number one, and buying hookers when he was on recruiting trips when he was at Ole Miss. And we had Tennessee fans chime in, we don't care as long as he wins. And thankfully, two people that I greatly respect chimed in. Number one was Corey Levin, former Chattanooga Mock, former Tennessee Titan, Denver Bronco, and Chicago Bear, and New England Patriot. So he kind of knows what it is to play big time college sports. He knows what the real world is. And basically he said character matters. That your young person that's playing football should be around someone who has good character along with being a good coach. Then another dear friend of mine, the parent of a former Ole Miss player, whose son was at Ole Miss while Hugh Freeze was there. And he ended up getting the hell out of there and finishing up at Wofford. Hugh Freeze is scum. I don't give a rat's ass if he can coach football or not. He is a scummy man who has never owned up to what he did. And now he's off at Liberty University, founded by Jerry Falwell. And until recently, it was run by Jerry Falwell Jr., who had to walk away after a sexual scandal uncovered. He likes to watch. Kinky. So Hugh Freeze is trying to wrap himself in the cloth of a Christian university. He's still scum. And if I'm a Tennessee fan, I don't want him. Maybe he will be the douchebag of the year. Never know. By the way, direct message me on Twitter at RZR Hall for your nomination for douchebag of the year. But the bullshit is still going on in the state of Georgia. Right now, there are, according to the Secretary of State, 250 investigations of voter fraud. 250. It's not enough to overturn the election. Let's move on, please. It's time to move on. There are more pressing matters right now, and that is getting COVID-19 numbers to start dropping again. And until action is taken, they're going to continue. Walker County, my understanding is all county offices are closed due to the COVID outbreak. Multiple cases reported at Boynton Elementary. Nothing's done. Oh, that's right. Look where it's at. East Ridge cancels their Christmas parade. Ringgold's still going to have theirs. Will you go? Will you stand amongst the unmasked horde to watch a parade? I just don't get it. It's kind of like I mentioned Joe Dicus from Chattanoogan.com, who has done some amazing work for Mox Vision. Now he's a sports writer and a general assignment reporter for Chattanoogan.com. And it was refreshing that he was the only one of the folks who write for Chattanoogan.com that didn't write some damn column that said, I'm thankful for, this long list of stuff they're thankful for. Just a quick reminder, because he wasn't on the air today. Our Turkey of the Year, Jay Greason of Press Row on ESPN Radio 105.1 The Zone, and a columnist, former sports editor of the Chattanooga Times Free Press. I watched the third installment on Showtime last night of The Reagans. Great documentary. And the more I learn from this documentary, the more my opinion of Ronald Reagan has changed. Ronald Reagan spoke in code words. Just like you know who. And realistically, Reaganomics has never worked, and never will. It just, to give breaks to the rich thinking that it's going to trickle down. Don't trickle down, folks. Now, Bezos is now the richest man in the world. And it's my understanding that they are going to pay bonuses to Amazon employees. But what they fail to tell you is how hard those damn Amazon employees work to begin with. $10, $12 hours a day, you're on your freaking feet. For what? $12 to $15 an hour. I don't know if it's worth it. But right now, everybody needs a job. Thank goodness the shelters are open in the Chattanooga area tonight. I know at the community kitchen, they will do rapid COVID testing for the people that need shelter from the cold tonight. If you test positive, you will then be moved over to the Salvation Army. But at the end of the month, the extended unemployment benefits run out for a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people that can't make their car payments, can't pay their rent. And unless these numbers start going down, more people are going to be out of work because it's going to have to be shut down again. Or some steps are going to have to be taken. You know, I'm of the opinion, shut the bars down. Shut them down. There's no need for Hooters to be open. There's no need for Bud's to be open. There's no need for Sky Zoo to be open, or the Palms, or name the nightclub. They don't need to be open. Yeah, you can get food there, but they're not really restaurants. They're bars. Shut them down. At least reduce restaurant capacity to 50%. At least to 50%. Because there ain't going to be no outside dining now. It's too freaking cold. But you got to do something. I know somebody today that went into a Walmart in Hamilton County and was told he needed to mask up, and he basically told them to go do something that is anatomically impossible to do. He's not wearing a mask. So something's got to give. You're right, Kim. Something's got to change. I mean, the White House Coronavirus Task Force informed Governor Bill Lee of Tennessee that he needs to close all bars. He needs to issue a statewide mask mandate. He needs to reduce restaurant capacity to 25%. He ignored it. Then you get that douchebag of the year nominee, Weston Wamp, tweeting out how maybe Dr. Fauci is too old to be doing his job. Keep in mind, Wamp has this thing about people over the age of 50. He thinks the world would be better run by his generation taking over. Hey, Weston, there's a reason you've never won a damn election in your life. I trust Dr. Fauci. He's 79 years old. Don't you trust him? I do. Chris Haddock in Fort Oglethorpe, he's 47 years old, and he's been ringing that bell since day one. This shit is real. This shit is real. And the amount of abuse he had to take from people is pitiful. And I know it's night after night on here. It's the same song and dance. But something's got to give. I know too many families that it's affected, my own included. And right, amen, Kim. People that have had it know it's real. So please do your part. I did see the press release this afternoon when the COVID vaccine is available. Food City will be a location and it will be free. Will you get the vaccination? Because at this point in time, we do not know if you've had it. Nobody knows if you have permanent immunity to it. Nobody knows if you can get it again. So, will you get the vaccine? I talked to my cardiologist today. I have my semi-annual visit coming up next month, and the odds are strong it will be a virtual or a telehealth visit because there are 12 offices of UT Cardiology in the area. Only 3 of them are open. They've shut the other ones down because of COVID. Closed until the crisis is over. So get ready for more telehealth. But, will you take, hello, Stacy Lockhart, will you take the vaccine? I will. Hopefully by late spring, everyone that is going to get the vaccination will have had it, and we can start resuming a normal life again. I mean, we need a little bit of normalcy. I'm actually surprised that high school football season has made it this far. If Tennessee can make it through the weekend, the season will be over. They will have crowned state champions. Now we have to watch and see what's going to happen with the basketball and wrestling seasons. I know some schools that have already had some wrestling meets. There have been high school basketball games. At least with basketball, you can cut down on how many are at the games. And yeah, there's contact, but not like there is in wrestling. I am literally shocked that they're allowing high school wrestling to go on. So I don't know. That's about it for tonight. It's been a cold Monday night. If you shop at Food Lion, they have flank steak that is packaged to put in your microwave. Now, when you're a single old guy like me that doesn't do a lot of cooking, normally I'll just pick something. I picked some up tonight. Pretty damn good. Nuke it for a little over a minute. Throw a baked potato with it. You got supper. Think about it. All about the convenience. But folks, I'm going to get out of here. We will be back Thursday night. Don't forget, Thursday night we have a special guest. It is recording artist Camden Smith is going to be joining us because this coming weekend he will be appearing at Puckett's. And on January the 1st, his first release will be out there. So we're going to have Camden Smith with us from Trenton, Georgia. Remember the name. Remember the name, Camden Smith. The kid has got some serious talent. Until Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Thanks to each and every one of you for tuning in. Kim, thank you. Yeah, I got the thermostat well above 70 because there's this old myth that if you take blood thinners, you stay colder. Ever since I've been on them, and I've been on them now for 20 years. Yeah. You stay cold. But until Thursday night at 7 o'clock with our special guest, Camden Smith. Hello, Betty. Oh, Betty. But Camden Smith, again, he'll be joining us Thursday night at 7 o'clock. Until then, everybody stay warm. Be safe on the roads because I don't know if we're going to get any more precipitation tonight, but if it gets as cold as they say, especially the next 2 nights, we're looking down near 20 degrees. So if you need to, let your water drip a little bit because you don't want to wake up to frozen pipes. Until Thursday night at 7 o'clock with special guest Camden Smith, stay warm and always remember to be kind to each other. Good night.